How y'all doing today? It's Dave here once again. Make sure you go onto Facebook. You can find me, David Weimert, on Facebook. You can also find me in a few of the Falconry groups. Today's video, if you are unaware, is going to be I'm making these high-speed little, what I call them trapping jesses / anklets. They're really useful during the trapping season. I don't think I'd be a big fan of using them year-round. They can be, but they're really good. So you've seen I've done videos on making the standard jesses, various types of anklets. We've done all types of things like that already. I made this template. If you need a template made, contact me. You can also find images like this online too. I'm not the designer of this. I just made a template that works for me. Keep in mind, it's also based on the species of bird that you're looking for. This probably, more than likely, will not work for kestrels. Maybe. I don't know. But it will not work for an eagle. So, depending on what you are making them for, determines the type of template you're going to make. And it's really simple. I'll try to explain it here. The way it works. You have the tail. Okay, this is going to be your jess, all right? And the way the jess works with the anklet, this is your anklet. From this point right here to the tip of here is going to be the anklet. And the way it works is it's going to wrap around the bird's feet here like an anklet. You'll have a slice right here, a parallel slice here. I'm sorry, horizontal. Anyway, you have a slice here and a slice here, but now you hold the template. Then you're going to run the leather back through the small side hole into the larger size tail hole, and that will lock it into place. And I'll show you that at the end. But that's the concept of the template. It looks like a dart or a missile of some sort. It's really crazy looking. I'm going to work on one for now. I'm going to make two at the end. But I'll work on one for now just to give you all the idea of what I'm making. Once again, I got my leather. I chose this leather for this project. This type of stuff's not too complicated, and I'll say it before, I'll say it again. If I can do it, so can you. And if you want to modify something, modify it. You will have people that tell you that you cannot use it. Keep in mind, and now this is my disclaimer, that every state has laws on the equipment you can use in their falconry journals, handbooks have various types of information about what you can and cannot use in your state. I've talked about these before. Somebody considered these a permanent style anklet / jess. And they said that's illegal to do. You cannot do that. But you know what? Texas does not have that. Besides, that's kind of not the point. The point is these are legal in Texas for sure. And they're not permanent jesses. You can undo these. What they consider permanent versus non-permanent is, can the bird get them off? And this is, you will never make this out of a biofilm material or something like that. This will be strictly out of leather, so it will dry rot over time and fall off. Alright, so there's my generic template. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a second to cut this out, and then we'll go further in discussion. I want to give myself a little bit of an easier area to cut with. I'm going to go ahead, go straight down the line, very fast. I'm sorry, I'm off camera again. I'm just cutting around it, getting rid of my excess. Alright, go back to cutting it out. I really hope these videos turn out. I keep forgetting the angle. Obviously, if I posted it, I mean, it worked. If not, you're not going to hear this rant anyway. So I'll reshoot the video on the next one. So you get the concept so far. I'm just cutting it out. Okay. Straight down the line. Pun intended. Okay. I really enjoy this template. It was a pain in the butt for me to create for my needs, but once you get the template made, like these are amazing. We trap with these because you don't know. Like we generally go for a Harris Hawk or a red tail. That's what's in our vicinity or within our vicinity. So we built the template to cover both of those types of birds, anywhere from a small male up to a large female. If we had like an extra large female, I'd probably have to do another template. But it covers what I'm looking for, and I keep it set in my box. When the season, the hunt traffic season will come up, I'll take them out with me. We used them this past season. I've used them with another falconer the season before. Let's see. Based off of this template, what I want to do is I'm going to make a slice. Right here, these two where the triangle starts, right there. I'm going to do a line coming out. And I want to make sure that I'm just not... I'm going to go as close as I think will work without actually ripping the leather. That's crucial. I did have a set like this ripped before. Now, what I should have done, and I apologize, is I probably should have set my smallest setting and pre-punched my holes. We talked about this in my past video on the GSs. You put a hole at the end of your slice marks you're making. It will keep your leather from ripping, or helps your leather from ripping. So I have one there, and then I'm going to put at the base of these two lines right here, I'll create another slice, and now I'm going to punch. You could punch prior and then cut your line to both of them, or you could make your line and then at the edge of your cut, you just punch the holes afterwards. It's your discretion, like that. Okay, and that creates that. And that's it. So what I can do now is I will use the saddle soap and I will treat it. And then now, but first I'm going to demonstrate how it works. If this is your bird's leg here, all I'm going to do is wrap this around your bird's leg. See how when you wrap it, sorry. I'm going to take this tail and I'm going to run it through this hole here. Like that. And I'm also going to run it through the second hole that I had made. So when you're doing this with a bird, obviously you want to have a secondary person. So that's what you're going to make. Okay, it's going to go through both the holes and it's going to pull back onto itself. And you just tighten it. And that locked it in place right there. So now you have an anklet on your bird and you have a jess. And of course, this would be considered a field jess because it has nothing for your leash to connect to. So we're going to go ahead and real quickly, because I think it's important that when you have your first bird, when you trap them, you definitely want to leash them. So I'm going to go ahead 1/2 inch up, make my mark. And then another 1/2 inch from that. Make another mark. Punch those 2 spots. And then so there you go. Now you have your hole for your leash to connect to. Boom, like that. So that is the concept, my friends. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to keep them on a bird too long because the leather will, as they pull, as they bait a lot, this leather will tighten more and more and more. And then when I had to take them off the bird, I had to use a pair of like a needle nose pliers to get up inside here, to pull the leather back through a little bit so I can get in there because it doesn't want to push back through. So you have to kind of pry it back through so you can slip it out. And even with it being brand new and just put on here and no baiting, you'll see it's still a little bit of a pain in the butt to get it back out. So that is why some people consider them a permanent jess. But once again, I mean, it's biodegradable. It's going to rot over time within a few months, especially if it's not treated. Let's see. If you're quick at making anklets, because you can keep jesses in your box at any time. Jesses are almost universal. If you have those in your box already, and you're quick at making a quick set of anklets, you can just do that in the field as well. But there you go. Really simple, nice little trapping jess. Welcome to the world of falconry. Enjoy.